Do you believe that a machine that skins a buffalo faster than you can check your notifications? Welcome to the vacuum skinning revolution, a jaw-dropping technology shaking up America's meat industry and stirring big debates from Idaho ranches to Capitol Hill. Meet Jake, a third-generation rancher who used to spend hours wrestling knives to skin cattle. Now, one machine has turned his world upside down, and maybe the future of your burger. This isn't just about speed, it's about people, progress, and tough choices. Ready to dig in? Drop a comment. What's the coolest farm tech you've heard of? But to get the real story, let's meet the folks living this change every day. Jake's been raising buffalo since he could walk, learning from his dad. Skinning was a slog, 20 minutes per animal, hands sliced up, and heaps of wasted hide. Then came the vacuum skinning machine, a beast that peels a buffalo's hide in 8 seconds using air pressure, like a futuristic vacuum cleaner. Jake's thrilled he's tripled his ranch's output and sells top-tier leather to brands like Levi's. "This machine's a lifesaver," he says. "I've got time to coach my son's little league team now." But in a Nebraska factory, worker Sophia sees a different side. She's wowed by the machine's speed, but worries about her job. "It's amazing, but what if I'm replaced?" Ever wondered where tech's taking us? Give us a like if you're curious about what's next. Now let's talk about hurdles. Keeping meat safe is critical. These machines need constant cleaning to stop bacteria like E. coli. One slip could trigger a recall, and the USDA hits hard fines that can reach $60,000, 0 cents. Factories spend $10, 0 cents a month on maintenance, but it's worth it. Vacuum skinning cuts contamination by 70% compared to old-school knives. The downside? These machines cost $200, 0 cents, and 20% tariffs on imported parts jack up prices. Those tariffs help U.S. factories compete with Argentina's cheap beef, but Sophia wonders if they're hurting smaller plants. What do you think? Are tariffs saving jobs or squeezing the little guy? Comment below. Then there's the clash between old and new. Skinning was once a craft, a source of pride for ranchers like Jake's grandpa. It costs $50, 0 cents per cow in labor and left 10% of hides too scarred for premium leather. The vacuum machine? It processes 500 animals a day, costs $8, 0 cents per cow, and delivers flawless hides for car seats and jackets. That's why brands like Ford snap them up. But some ranchers miss the hands-on skill, the tie to tradition. Are we losing something special, or is this just progress? Pause and tell us, Team Tech or Team Tradition? The questions don't stop there. Some call the machine cold, a sign of an industry gone too far. To be clear, it doesn't affect live animals processing after humane processing, but it still sparks debate. Environmentally, it's a trade-off. Factories save 200 tons of hide waste yearly, turning scraps into leather instead of trash. But they use 15% more electricity, bumping up carbon emissions. Win or warning? Share your thoughts below. We're pinning the best ones. This tech's changing lives, and it's hitting close to home. Jake's figured out how to make it pay off. He gets his vacuum-skinned hide certified, earning extra cash from brands like Ralph Lauren to fix up his ranch. For us, he suggests checking U.S. processed labels at stores like Costco. Signal cleaner beef and tougher leather from this tech. Sophia, meanwhile, keeps her factory's machine spotless with a cheap cleaning trick, dodging USDA fines and keeping meat safe. It's these real-world smarts that make the difference. Got an idea to share? Drop it in the comments. This machine's got everyone buzzing, ranchers, workers, you name it. Are you hyped for the future or rooting for tradition? Join our Discord link below to chat with folks like Jake and Sophia. Tell us, would you buy meat from this tech? Comment now and let's keep this convo going. The vacuum skinning machine is just the start. By 2030, it could handle pork or even help doctors with lab-grown skin, making groceries cheaper and leather sharper. But we've got to balance progress with what's right. Next, we're diving into a machine that turns manure into power. Want to see it? Subscribe and hit that bell. One last question. Is this tech a hero or a troublemaker? Share below. Let's talk. In recent years, China has faced an alarming increase in the frequency and severity of typhoons, a trend attributed to climate change and rising sea temperatures. For instance, the China Meteorological Administration reported that in 2022, the country experienced 15 tropical cyclones, with 7 making landfall, compared to an average of just 10 cyclones per year over the last 2 decades. Typhoon Chinthu in 2021, for example, brought record-breaking rainfall and winds exceeding 150 km/h, causing extensive flooding in cities like Shanghai and leading to over $1 billion in damages. Furthermore, Super Typhoon Mangkhut, which struck in 2018, was one of the most powerful storms recorded in the region, affecting millions and resulting in substantial agricultural losses, particularly in Guangdong province. As climate models predict an increase in the intensity of such storms, the risk to coastal communities and the agricultural sector is expected to escalate, underscoring the urgent need for robust disaster preparedness and response strategies. Typhoon Bebinca made landfall in Shanghai on September 16th, bringing maximum winds of 151 km, the strongest storm to hit the city since Typhoon Gloria in 1949. Video footage showed the chaos as strong winds left pedestrians struggling to maintain their balance. Uprooted trees, shattered high-rise windows, and ripped roofs from buildings, causing significant disruption in the city of nearly 25 million people. In preparation, the Chinese government activated a level IV emergency response for Anhui province and raised it to level I for Shanghai and Zhejiang on September 15th, deploying over 3,000 rescuers and nearly 1,000 sets of rescue equipment. By noon on September 16th, initial reports indicated 1 injury, over 9 uprooted trees, 10,000 power outages, numerous damaged buildings, and extensive flooding in agricultural areas. Hundreds of flights were canceled, train services were suspended, and thousands of residents were evacuated to temporary shelters, highlighting the government's swift response amid the ongoing Mid-Autumn Festival. The economic fallout from Typhoon Bebinca's landfall in Shanghai in mid-September was substantial, despite existing prevention and recovery plans. According to the Shanghai Municipal Bureau of Economy and Informatization, preliminary assessments estimated that the storm caused direct economic losses exceeding 2 billion yuan, approximately $280 million. The agricultural sector suffered particularly severe impacts, with reports indicating over 20,000 hectares of crops were damaged or destroyed, leading to anticipated reductions in local food supply and increased prices. Additionally, the typhoon disrupted supply chains, resulting in a backlog of goods at ports and significant delays in logistics operations. The local tourism sector, already affected by ongoing pandemic restrictions, faced further declines as hundreds of flights were canceled and events were postponed, exacerbating the economic strain on the region. These factors highlight the broader challenges posed by natural disasters in urban areas, especially in the context of China's rapid economic development. The livestock industry in Shanghai and surrounding areas suffered significant losses due to Typhoon Bebinca, with estimated financial losses running into the millions of dollars. According to the Shanghai Agricultural Commission, initial assessments indicate that more than 50,000 livestock units, including pigs, chickens, and cattle, were damaged or severely injured by the storm. The economic impact is estimated to be around 150 million yuan, about $21 million, for livestock farmers alone. Many farms reported that their barns were flooded and their feed supplies were destroyed, leading to increased mortality among vulnerable animals. In addition, disruptions in the supply chain have left farmers struggling to access necessary veterinary care and feed, further exacerbating the damage. These figures illustrate the devastating damage that extreme weather events can cause to local agriculture, threatening both food security and the livelihoods of farmers in the region. The aftermath of Typhoon Bebinka poses significant challenges for infrastructure reconstruction and farm restructuring in Shanghai. Damage to roads, utilities, and transportation networks complicates recovery efforts, as local governments must balance immediate housing needs with long-term recovery plans. Farmers face the dual challenge of restoring lost assets while adapting to changing environmental conditions, often requiring investment in recovery activities. Flooding in post-typhoons impacts compound disease outbreaks on farms, while livestock are weakened by nutritional deficiencies. Financial constraints can hinder rapid action, especially for small-scale farmers. Overall, the impacts of typhoons and extreme weather events are extremely stressful and difficult for Chinese farmers. Does your area regularly face adverse weather conditions? What methods have you applied to improve the results? Share with Trending Farm in the comments section.
Do you know any area where farmers get rich and develop their livelihoods by raising extremely dangerous creatures? Crocodiles, scorpions, or poisonous snakes are all creatures that can be dangerous to humans. Animal species provide the main income for farmers, most especially the Chinese people. They have a very unique snake breeding tradition, thanks to the people's careful raising and care. The income of the people here has become increasingly high and stable. To harvest healthy snakes and provide good skin quality, snake breeders need to have experience and knowledge about the characteristics and adaptations of snakes. In modern snake farms in China, the snake breeding process is carried out scientifically and effectively. First, the farm will raise selected snake breeds. Snakes will be cared for and raised in separate cages, neatly arranged in separate cages. the temperatures in the farm is always adjusted at 84 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. This helps maintain the snake's health and skin quality throughout the farming process. Compared to American snake farming, Chinese farming methods often focus on maintaining natural habitats for snakes, whereas in America, more high-tech techniques can be used to control the snake farming environment. If you like the Chinese breeding process, comment 1. And if you like the modern closed process of America, comment number 0. Long-standing snake processing factories in Guangdong, China, have boosted snake meat and leather production. Traditional snakeskin processing factories produce hundreds of hides every day, becoming an important source of livelihood for local people. Snakeskin plays an essential raw material role in the production of many types of leather. The supply of snake leather mainly comes from snake farms, including both venomous and non-venomous species. Snakes are bred until they are about 3 to 4 years old. People will transfer them to the processing area to get the skin before taking the snakes to get their skins. People will select quality snakes with shiny skin. On the contrary, snakes that do not ensure skin quality will be processed into meat to serve the culinary needs of the people. To avoid the risk of large quantities declining at centralized snake processing facilities, snakes are classified by size and type. Bigger snakes are more expensive. They're made unconscious and do not feel pain during processing. Each snake will have its skin separated from its meat. All steps are done by hand. Needs to be cleaned and undamaged to ensure quality after separation. The snake skin is cleaned and then placed in the drying and storage area before traders come to buy it. When these snake skins reach Western fashion houses, their prices can skyrocket up to $4,000 each. High prices and profits have attracted many localities to participate in the snake processing industry, thereby creating a large number of jobs for workers in China. The snake farming industry employs about 175,000 workers and about 15,000 snakes. The snake meat production in China is so large that large markets specializing in snake meat have been formed, which is considered the largest supplier of raw materials. Indigenous people eat snake meat like other meats to provide the necessary protein for the body. Not only are snake skins highly valuable, but Chinese people also process them by drying them whole. They wrap each other into a circle and put it in the oven to dry after a day when it becomes dry and hard. Ingredients used in Oriental medicine and mainly exported to Chinese market dried snake has been used in many traditional medicine methods around the world. Besides the health benefits of snake skin, it also brings luxury and personal expression. You will be amazed at the value that these snake skins brought to the leather and fashion industry. They're considered one of the rarest leathers on the market, with a value so high that only a few people can afford it. Each snake skin has a unique color and pattern, reflecting the diversity and uniqueness of each snake species. These snake skins are often used in the fashion industry to produce high-end products such as handbags, shoes, and jewelry. Besides, they're also used to decorate and beautify many other types of items, creating artistic and luxurious products. The combination of the natural beauty of snake leather and the ingenuity in design has created products of high value and highly appreciated by consumers. Snake leather isn't an expensive and classy material, but also brings many different values in the fashion and beauty industry. In China, one of the famous snake leather brands is Lin Jiaquing, known for producing high-end fashion products and accessories from high-quality snake leather. The greatest value that the snake leather brings is luxury and class. Snake leather products are often considered a symbol of prosperity and success, and are the favorite choice of stylish and fashion-loving people. Not only does it have a sleek and classy appearance, but snake leather is also famous for its versatility and durability, making snake leather products unique and long-lasting. When it comes to owning an expensive item made from snake leather, I have never owned such a product. However, the price of snake leather products may vary depending on the material, design, and manufacturing brand. A snake leather handbag usually costs from millions to tens of millions of dong in the Chinese market, reflecting the expensiveness and premium value of this product. People who make snake leather products at famous brands like Lan Jia Can often have high qualifications and many years of experience in the leather industry. Creating a product from snake leather not only requires skills and sophistication in cutting, sewing, and processing techniques, but also requires a deep understanding of the properties and characteristics of this type of leather. Workers who make products from snake leather usually must have at least a few years of experience working in the leather industry. Meticulousness and patience are two important qualities that workers need to have to produce high-class and high-quality snake leather products. Through the video above, have you ever tried this famous Chinese dish, or have you ever owned an expensive item made from snake leather? If you've ever used either of the above two options, comment number 1. And if you haven't had the opportunity to enjoy and own snake leather products, comment number 0.
In the quiet, scenic hills of Japan's Hyogo Prefecture, Kobe beef farms operate like no other, blending tradition with precision to produce one of the world's most coveted meats. Unlike the vast, bustling food factories found elsewhere, these farms focus on small-scale, artisanal care. Fewer than 3,000 Tajima Jute cattle, the breed behind true Kobe beef, are raised here each year. Each cow is treated with utmost care, living in serene, stress-free environments and fed a diet of high-quality grain and grass that reflects Japan's deep-rooted respect for nature. While other beef farms may prioritize quantity, Kobe farmers meticulously nurture each animal, ensuring the meat's signature marbling and unmatched flavor. It's this dedication to craftsmanship that makes Kobe beef command prices up to 10 times higher than regular cuts, turning a simple meal into a true luxury. In Japan, the care of Wagyu calves begins with a strong emphasis on nurturing them with their mother's milk, which plays a crucial role in their early development. Typically, these calves remain with their mothers for about 8 to 10 months, receiving not only the essential nutrients from the milk but also the warmth of maternal bonding. During the cold winter months, farmers take extra precautions to keep the calves warm, often providing insulated bedding and shelter to protect them from harsh weather conditions. This careful management ensures that the calves grow healthy and strong, developing the vital intramuscular fat, or marbling, that Wagyu beef is renowned for. By focusing on creating a warm, nurturing environment, Japanese farmers help the calves thrive, laying the foundation for the exceptional tenderness and flavor that define this luxurious meat. Wagyu cattle are often auctioned rather than supplied directly due to their premium status and the intense competition among buyers willing to pay top prices for quality genetics. Auctions provide a transparent marketplace where farmers can showcase their cattle's unique qualities and buyers can bid based on pedigree and expected meat quality. Typically held in specialized auction houses, such as the Kobe Beef Auction House in Hyogo Prefecture, these events draw attention from both domestic and international buyers. For instance, the annual auction in November has seen Wagyu cattle fetching prices that can exceed $100,000, with some exceptional animals reaching over $200,000. The auction process begins at the farm, where breeders prepare their cattle, providing detailed health records and lineage information. On auction day, cattle are presented and evaluated by experts, and bidding typically starts in the morning, culminating in sales by midday. This competitive environment ensures that only the finest Wagyu genetics are sold, enhancing their prestigious reputation. The journey of Wagyu cattle to the food factory reflects the meticulous care that goes into breeding and raising, especially in the context of the unique Wagyu bullfighting tradition. Before being transported, the cattle are carefully selected based on strict criteria such as age, weight, and marbling score, with only those scoring a 4 or higher eligible for harvest. This careful selection ensures that only the highest quality meat reaches the consumer. Once selected, the cattle are loaded into spacious, well-ventilated transport vehicles designed to minimize stress during the journey. To ensure their comfort, transporters securely tie the cattle down and provide them with adequate sleeping space and water. The rigorous transport process and high standards of cattle selection also make Kobe beef much more expensive than other types of beef. The processing of Kobe beef in a food factory is a precise and highly regulated procedure that emphasizes quality and safety at every stage. Once the Wagyu cows arrive at the food factory, they are first assessed for quality by trained professionals who examine factors such as marbling and overall health. After this evaluation, the cows are humanely processed in a clean and sterile environment, where state-of-the-art technology ensures minimal stress and maximum efficiency. The carcasses are then chilled to enhance tenderness before being meticulously cut by skilled butchers who specialize in Kobe beef. Each cut is handled with care, preserving the intricate marbling that defines the meat's exceptional flavor. Nutritionally, Kobe beef stands out with approximately 30% more monounsaturated fats compared to other red meats, contributing to its buttery texture and rich taste. In contrast, traditional cuts of beef have higher levels of saturated fat, making Kobe beef a popular choice among health-conscious consumers looking for a flavorful yet premium option. Throughout the entire process in the food factory, strict hygiene protocols are followed, ensuring that the final product meets the highest standards of quality. The result is beautifully marbled beef that is not only a culinary delicacy, but also a testament to the dedication and craftsmanship that goes into its production. Thank you for watching until the end of today's video. If you are interested in learning information in the field of agriculture, please subscribe to the Trending Farm channel to discover interesting things about agriculture and the world with us. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.